Okay, so here's the office, slightly clearer, and I've taken the boxes out and I've taken the bubble wrap out. I now need to clean it, tidy it rather, so that I can clean it and hoover and sort stuff out in here, because it does need sorting out. So what I thought I'd do is just go through everything with you to see what I have that I can sell, how much I think I'm going to get for that, and what I'm going to do first. So I'll pull out a bag of things to start doing next week, and then the rest of it will get done another time. So I'll have to find a spot for that in the spare room, I think. Anyway, here goes. Hi, I'm Shoestring Jane and welcome back to my channel. And today you find me in my office. I've just shown you what it looks like now, and it's still pretty messy, as you can see. And I still haven't done any listing for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I have piles of stuff that I need to just process, sort out. Is it worth listing? Am I going to give it to the charity shop? Some stuff I have actually bought to relist. Some stuff has come from Justin, because as you will know from previous videos, he has a lot of collectible stuff that he's gradually been going through, that he's collected over the years. He's a bit of an antiques and collectibles hoarder, because he's bought these things a long time ago and then shoved them in his mum's attic and forgotten all about them. So some stuff is actually given to me by other people as well. So, and some stuff I found free. So you will have seen some of these things in other videos. And I just need to kind of prioritise, what am I going to list? What is not worth listing? What maybe can just be thrown on vintage for a few pounds, you know, that kind of thing. So let's start. I've got my laptop open so I can look things up if I'm not sure. This is something that Justin gave me a couple of months ago that I didn't know what to do with. I didn't even know what it was called, so I couldn't do much with it. I'll insert a little picture of it properly in here so you can see it. It's a rather dusty and something called a bagatelle. And it's got marbles in the bottom here, and it's a bit like an early sort of pinball type thing, I think, you know, pinball wizard type thing. It's very old. It's by Amersham Toys, made in England. I have no idea of value, so let's have a little look and see. It's dusty, so it's going to make me cough. Let's have a look. It's called a bagatelle. I had to ask her what it was called because I didn't actually know. I kind of, you know, it looked familiar from somewhere, like I'd seen it in an old pub or something like that. But all right, here we are. This is the Chad Valley one, £45 for a very similar looking one. And then there's some very different ones. I said this was called Amersham, didn't I? Let's have a look. Amersham bagatelle. There was a vintage Art Deco Amersham bagatelle table game, which is not green, it's a brown one. And that's £49. So it looks like I can get between 40, maybe 40, 45 for that. So that's probably worth listing and getting stored, because it's quite a big thing and it's in the way. Justin's sister gave me this the other day, and I thought, well, that looks interesting. Oh God, it weighs a ton. It weighs a ton. And it is a Sharp font writer. Sharp font writer. I think she actually has had it for years. It's very covered in cat hair because she has 3 cats and 2 dogs. What is this? I don't know. Oh God, it looks like it's actually got the original PC World sales order. How much did she spend on this? £279. And that was in, oh, there's a date on here, 12th of November 1997. So this is a vintage item, I think you will agree. Let's give you a little look at it. Font writer. I have literally no idea. I don't even really know. I suppose it's kind of like a typewriter. Oh, personal word process. Oh, right, okay. So, well, I've got to then, oh, this is so covered in cat hair. Oh, God, I'm going to hoover in here in a minute. I've got to, it's got a little screen, a little LCD screen. I've got to check it then to see if it works. I assume it plugs in somewhere. Ah, yeah, it's got a plug in the back. Right, so let's have a look. So this is called a Sharp FW560. Let's have a look at that. we've got one on bids finishing today. It's on for £9 whole. Somebody is asking £34.95 best offer, £40 best offer, £30 buy it now or best offer. Someone's asking £29 best offer. So it's kind of all over the place. I would do it as a buy it now. I don't do many auctions, to be honest. And I'd probably try it about £40 worth a go, isn't it? So that's quite an interesting item. I'll find somewhere for that to live now. Oh, God. So these big things are the things I want to get listed and out of the way, out of my office, ASAP. But here's some small things that I haven't really looked at yet because, you know, chance. Justin found these for me in his attic before Christmas. They are vintage cassette games. That one's got nothing in it, so that's no good. Super kid it would have been. So Rock and Wrestle. Obviously I'll check that these are all in there and undamaged. Rock and Wrestle for the Commodore 64. I'm sure there's a market for these, but I don't know. Maybe I'll sell them as a bundle. This is, what's it called? International Speedway. International Speedway. We have Booty, looks like a pirate game. Speed Zone. Ghostbusters. And Soul of a Robots. Oh, cassettes. Well, perhaps the empty one. I'll use the cassette box, and that cassette box is broken. Literally no idea. Let's have a look. If I do, oh, I don't know if they're all for the same thing. This one says Spectrum 48. I mean, I doubt these are worth more than a £5 or something each. I might do them as a bundle. Lots of them seem to be for an Amstrad Spectrum. I think they probably can be played on various things, actually, because they're just a cassette, aren't they? Let's put, I'm going to put a vintage, I don't know what to put. Let's put a vintage Amstrad game. Amstrad cassette game. It's hard to know what to search for. We have one here, Tusker game for £15. Oh, the Ghostbusters is here, but no, it's a different one. It's not on cassette. That's not cassette. That's a video game. All right, we have a little bundle of cassettes here. Vintage Amstrad cassette and rare games bundle, £24.99. That's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those, and I have 6. So maybe 20 quid, and I'll keep that cassette to use. So that's interesting, but not big. So I haven't got to worry about the size of that. What else is big? Let's have a look. I think that's most of the big stuff, actually. I've got this stuff up here on my windowsill. You've seen this recently. These are collectibles, a kind of breakable collectibles. They've all got to be done. I've shown you all those. They're all kind of worth doing. Just a pair of Laura Ashley shoes. Again, a lot of these you will have seen. I'm really just trying to find the bigger stuff. Well, this was a pair of shoes that I thought I'd listed and found them when I was going through a box of other things. They're very kind of retro rockabilly type shoes, and they're only made in China. They're nothing special, I don't think. When I was going through my box, I thought they're not actually listed. I think they must have fallen off. Mary Paz, I think if I'm lucky, they're probably worth a tenner, maybe. The hotter ones, the Laura Ashley ones might be 15, maybe. What's in here? A whole bag of, oh my goodness. These came from Justin's cousin, and I think I've said, his mum sadly died, actually. And on goes the font writer. Let's put you back this way. His mum gave Justin and Jonathan's brother, just asked them to clear his stuff out, see if any of it was any good for them. And they picked anything up and then looked through them. And a lot of his he loved designer stuff, and he was a big guy as well. So they've given me quite a lot of it to sell. These are the ugliest shoes I think I've ever seen, but they're leather, top and bottom. They're by Patrick Cox, made in Italy, and they've got to be vintage because a lot of his stuff, he seemed to keep it all. A lot of it was vintage. So I've literally no idea of values, but God, they're a huge size 11, but they look even bigger because they're so long, but they're, I don't know. Things with ugly things is that the temptation is just to go, no one's going to buy those. I have found the opposite to be true. Oddly, I think there's a niche market for some things, but I don't know whether this is going to be one of those things. Let's have a look. Patrick Cox, leather, shoes, men's. We have some less ugly ones here for £30. Some crocodile skins for 65. Oh gosh, this sort of shape seems to be a thing. There's another pair this shape. Somebody is asking £70 for them. Wow, I mean they're all over the place again. I think it depends on style and condition. Somebody's asking a pair of asking £150 for a pair of loafers, which are not as ugly as this, let me say. But you know, they're all over the place. They're anything from like £25 to £100. So if I clean those up, because they're a bit stained, they're probably worth listing. And these are also very retro looking. And again, they're leather at the bottom as well, so they're probably expensive. Something West, Northampton. They're leather in, all completely leather apart from the buckle. Jeffrey West. Okay, so they're kind of well worn. I don't know if they're going to have much, but let's have a little look. Jeffrey West. Leather shoes, men's. So again, kind of all over the place, but very expensive new. £140 new. These are not new. We've got some second-hand ones going from £5.99 upwards. There's one starting at £2.71, so I don't think these are going to make my fortune, but I would probably, if they polish up okay, I'd probably put them on for £15 maybe, 20 maybe. We'll see. I've got a vintage slow cooker that I sent out and somebody returned it saying it had the wrong lid on it. And I don't know, I mean, it looked absolutely perfect to me, and I even tested it. I even cooked something in it, so I know it does work. It's a small one, so I'm kind of debating whether it's worth relisting now, because it doesn't, when I look at it, it doesn't actually really fit that well, but it says tower on it, and I really thought it was the right one, so, but it came back as a return because it didn't have the right lid. So I don't know, I'll have a little look and see if it's worth relisting that and say, I'm not sure if the lid is correct, but it still works, because it does, because I used it, as I say. So, but it won't go for much. I think I only sold it for £20 maybe, I can't remember, maybe even less than that on offers. So, yeah, maybe, and that might go to the charity shop. If not, I don't know, we'll see. But again, that's quite a bulky thing, so I need to get rid of that. Well, something I found when I was clearing out the garage the other day was this box set of Beatrix Potter books, which I had no idea were there. Some have the dust jackets, a couple of them don't, and one at least is missing. So they go 13, 14, 15, it's got 13 to 23. I'm guessing we're missing 12 or 24, I'm not sure. Oh, 13 to 23. Okay. Oh, 13 to 23. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Okay, maybe they are all there. So they look pretty vintage again. Beatrix Potter, 1989. So that's a vintage set. Shame I didn't put that on for Christmas. I should have, shouldn't I? Let's have a little look. Peter Rabbit. I know that people like these still. Beatrix, I can't spell it. Beatrix Potter box set 13 to 23. Let's just see what comes up with that. Not worth a lot by the looks of it. Somebody's got 1 to 12 and 13 to 23 on bids starting at £6.99. And then you've got all of the new ones on, well, these are brand new, that seem to be £35. Oh, I'm surprised at that. I thought that would have had a little bit more value, but it looks like £4.99. Okay, well, I may give that to my mum, because she mentioned the other day that somebody in the family, distant family, had a baby and was eyeing up her Beatrix Potter books, but she's got some and they're a bit tatty, and these aren't, so I think they may go as a gift. So let's get rid of those ones. And then I've got a lot of china here, which you have seen, which which I'll show you in a minute. I'll put a little insert in. And this was, oh, this is sad, quite sad actually. When Dad was in hospital, he was really struggling. Oh, it's hard for him to keep in touch with people, and he struggled to see his phone. So we bought him this Doro phone, and it's a brilliant phone for people that are a bit hard of hearing, because you can make it really loud, and for people that perhaps don't have great vision because the screen is really big, keys are really big. And he did actually manage to make and receive calls on this while he was in hospital, which is, you know, he never used his old mobile phone because he just couldn't see it. So it was really fantastic. But sadly it got used for about 6 weeks and then he died. So I've offered it to all of the other older folk in the family and nobody wants it. So I think I'll sell that. It wasn't very expensive new. It was worth, I think I paid about £100 for it, not compared to smartphones, you know. You can take photos on it, but it's got no storage. You have to get extra if you store it. Oh, bless. I'll put his name on the back for the hospital. So may as well sell that. Nobody wants it. So I could probably get 50 quid back on that. Might as well give the money to Mum because she paid for it. And then, yes, I've got this china. Let me show you that. So down by my feet, I've got the slow cooker. And I've got this china, which you've seen probably in a previous video, that was just going for free outside somebody's house. And I picked it up and it's all over the place value-wise, but it needs listing. I've got a big box of china. It needs listing and wrapping and putting away carefully in the garage. A little bit more china there. I picked up a set of 6 for £6. It's probably overpaid. I don't even know what this is. I can't remember. Oh, it's just more of it, I think. It's all part of the same set. So that's got to be listed too. That's all that. Those shoes. I think I've done everything. Oh, I've got a bag of stuff up here. Yeah, so the other day I showed you this, I think. This £2 Beano puzzle, which I've got to do to see if those puzzles are there, but I thought that'd be fun. No, I found these in the garage the other day, and they're just like vintage hangers. Pretty sure these have got very limited value, but I will have a look. If they've got any value, I'll sell them. If not, I'll maybe use them for hanging things because they're quite nice, aren't they? That's a pair of shoes I showed you in a previous video. Just a pair of Clark's artisan shoes that I bought from the charity shop to sell on. Can't remember how much I paid, £2 I think. These I bought for my mum in the charity shop for £2 because she has quite a lot of arthritis in her toes and can't wear shoes that aren't very soft and comfy. But sadly they're still just too tight around the toes. Don't think they've got much value. They may end up going back to the charity shop. And then I've got a pair of vintage curtains in here. Again, I have shown you these. Let's bring you over here. They're not lined. Oh yes, they are. They're very lightly lined. And they're made by the Wild Group. But they're very cottagey and quite sweet and nice. I thought they were a nice pattern. You know, if you've got a country cottage, those are the kind of curtains that go well, don't they? I have, somebody's left me a bit of a wrapper in there, that's nice. And then, oh, these are lovely. I've forgotten about these. Let's bring you back up again. Sorry, my camera work is absolutely marvellous, isn't it? These are lovely, actually. Lovely, lovely colour. I don't know if I can use these somewhere, but I think, no, I haven't really got anywhere to use them. They're just cotton lined curtains, and they were the ones that had the V&A mark on them. So there must have been a V&A, like a print from the Victoria and Albert Museum, that is. They're not lined though, V&A, and they're long, can you see that? They're long curtains. And they're just very, very pretty vintage looking curtains. So yes, I've got those. I think I picked those up for £2 or £3 each. I think it may have been £3 a pair from that charity shop. And then I have a couple of things here. This is just clothing. I got the vintage dress I showed you the other day. It was a vintage West German wool dress. And I've got this just Fila sports jacket that I've got to have a look at. Justin had it, but it was far too big for him. So I think that is it. The stuff that I've got to get rid of and the big stuff that I've got to focus on. So that's what I'm going to focus on first, the big stuff. Having said that, I have got a really, really busy weekend. So I won't be doing any listing until next week, but at least I'll be prepared for it and I'll have this office much, much better organised. I've got to go out in the garage and just do a little bit more getting ready, my packing area ready that I was telling you about in my last video. getting my packing stuff out of this tiny office and into the garage and moving all the paints about, so I've got a little area to pack things. I know it's a bit cold in the winter, but you know, I just need to get everything out of here. It's just overwhelming really with stock and everything in here. So yes, I've got a really, really busy weekend. I'm going to meet up with some old college friends in London on Saturday, which will be really, really nice. I mean, we went to, this is A-levels, this is further education. We did that, well, a long time ago. Most of us have hit 60 or 59, you know, we're flipping nearly pensioners. So we're going to be a bunch of hip pensioners in London having a meet-up. And usually when we have meet-up, which doesn't happen often, probably between 3 and 5 years, you know, it doesn't happen often at all. But usually there's about 5 or 6 of us as a core. This time there's going to be 12 of us. So that's really quite exciting. We've never got that many people together in one place. And one of our girls lives in America now. So we try to kind of do it around when she's here. So she is back. She's been back for Christmas and that's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. Not going to be frugal though, because I've got my train fare and then the cost of the meal, but never mind. So it's a good job I'm not doing a no spend January, but sometimes you have to spend. And then on the Sunday, we have got my youngest niece's 18th birthday. So there's only one more, my youngest nephew, to hit 18 this year, and then they're all officially adults. That makes me feel extremely old. So we've got her birthday party, not too far away, about an hour away. So we're going to do that. So that's going to be a busy, busy weekend. So there's no way I'm going to get anything listed. So today what I'm going to try to do at least is tidy this room, give it a clean, get rid of the cobwebs, give it a dust, hoover the floor, keep the things in here that I intend to list next week, and put the things that are going to wait a bit into the spare room because the girls aren't here, so I've got space there. And then I'll do those, hello Lola, I'll do those in the fullness of time. So anyway, I haven't shown you what I think everything is going to go for, but give you an idea of some of the bigger things anyway. So anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is just show you something that I bought from eBay that got delivered to me yesterday. So I am getting ahead of the game here because I'm not in a position to do anything with this and we're not ready to do the bedroom yet. But I saw this on eBay with a local guy who does house clearance for £50, and I really wanted a kidney-shaped dressing table for upstairs up to paint. I was going to upcycle it, and some people would say you're going to ruin it, but I think actually with some of these old bits of furniture, if they didn't get made to look a little bit more modern and acceptable, they wouldn't get used at all. So for me, I don't want very dark furniture in the house, but I love the old shapes, so I'm going to upcycle that. But at the moment it's in the hallway because he delivered it last night and Justin wasn't here, so I haven't been able to do anything with it except to leave it in the hall. And plus I've got to make some space for it upstairs in the bedroom. But it was only £50 and I think that's a bargain. It's in good condition, I think. It's got nice little linings inside. It's probably the colour I'm going to do it pick. And it's even got, if I would care to have it, they would kind of dressed, and they have a glass top, and they dressed them. It's even got that. So the mirror has got a few little bits of rust and stuff. I do need to attend to that in some way, but it's basically a usable mirror. So I'm actually really pleased with that. Good job again. I'm not doing a no spend January because I do things like, oh, that's the one I've been looking for exactly, and he will deliver for free. So I thought, well, okay, gonna have it. So that's another project for another time. So now Lola's stolen my seat. God, this chair's horrible. It's another thing I want to replace, is get this chair, a new office chair. It functions for now. It's going to be a while before I can get rid of the hideous green in here and get around to decorating it in here. At the moment it's just functional space, isn't it, Lola? Yes. Anyway, she's stolen my seat. So that looks a bit better, doesn't it? Clear floor, all the packing stuff gone, just a few bits to list here, and the rest is in the spare room for now. Got cat food here. Gosh, this carpet needs replacing, but we've decided to hang on till we've decorated to do all the carpets up here, but they are all awful. Still, bit by bit, little by little. Hurrah, got my little clear packing area all done. I bought some mailers downstairs and some pens and scissors, and it's a shame that this still looks like this. And I put my bubble wrap here for now, But it's my boxes. I think I've shown you those already down here. It's a shame I'm fighting with a lawnmower. I've got to find somewhere else for the lawnmower to go. So I've still got a lot to do, but I've got a little spot to pack now, which feels like an achievement at this point. So I'm taking that small win. As you can see, I've been quite busy. I feel much better though, generally, and far less overwhelmed than I did in my last 2 videos. I actually feel like I've got on top of stuff. So it's really good, since I do have a busy weekend and nothing much will go on. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up and subscribe so you know next time I am going to publish something. My videos are all about saving money, making money, living thriftily, the odd bit of cooking and that kind of thing, buying secondhand. So if you like those kind of videos and that kind of content, then do subscribe. Anyway, I will see you next time. Bye for now.